Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hare Krishna, Hare Bol. I would like to start this episode with my very sincere, heartfelt thanks to every one of the subscribers who have subscribed to our channel. We have touched our very first milestone in this channel, and every one of your comments, your subscription, all matters a lot to me, and they are very close to my heart. Thanking you once again. Dear friends, we've been seeing the stories of Krishna, and I was actually reading from another book, which is the smaller version of the stories, which is more suitable for children. So my beloved friends said that please read the book from the bigger version of Krishna. So from this episode, we are going to see from the bigger version, because these are direct words of His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada Guruji. The words were spoken from him straight. So this has a lot of power. Every word has a power. And listen to every word very carefully. It's a beautifully written book. This is little longer version. So instead of making it as one single episode, we are going to make it as part 1, part 2, part 3, like that. So this particular episode will have 2 parts in it. Delivering the wives of the Brahmanas who perform sacrifices. This is our topic today. The morning passed and the cowherd boys were very hungry because they had not eaten their breakfast. They immediately approached Krishna and Balarama and said, "Dear Krishna and Balarama, you are both all-powerful. You can kill many demons. But today we are much afflicted with hunger, and this is disturbing us. Please arrange for something that will mitigate our hunger." Requested in this way by their friends, Lord Krishna and Balarama arranged to show compassion to certain wives of devotees of the Lord. Requested in this way by their friends, Lord Krishna and Balarama arranged to show compassion to certain wives of Brahmanas who were performing sacrifices. These wives were great devotees of the Lord, and Krishna took this opportunity to bless them. He said, "My dear friends, please go to the house of the Brahmanas nearby. They are now engaged in performing the Vedic sacrifice known as Angirasa, for they desire elevation to the heavenly planets. All of you please go to them." Then Lord Krishna warned his friends, "These Brahmanas are not Vaishnavas. They cannot even chant our names Krishna and Balarama. They are very busy in chanting the Vedic hymns, although the purpose of Vedic knowledge is to find me. But because they are not attracted by the names of Krishna and Balarama, you had better not ask them for anything in my name. Better ask for some charity in the name of Balarama." Charity is generally given to high-class Brahmanas, but Krishna and Balarama did not appear in Brahmana family. Balarama was known as son of Vasudeva, a Kshatriya, and Krishna was known in Vrindavana as the son of Nanda Maharaja, who was a Vaishya. Neither belonged to the Brahmana community. Therefore, Krishna considered that the Brahmanas engaged in performing sacrifices might not be induced to give charity to a Kshatriya and Vaishya. But at least if you utter the name of Balarama, they may prefer to give in charity to a Kshatriya rather than to me, because I am only a Vaishya. Being thus ordered by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, all the boys went to the Brahmanas and began to ask for some charity. They approached them with folded hands and fell down on the ground to offer respect. "O earthly gods, kindly hear us, who are ordered by Lord Krishna and Balarama. We hope you know them both very well, and we wish you all good fortune. Krishna and Balarama are tending cows nearby, and we have accompanied them. We have come to ask for some food from you. You're all Brahmanas and knowers of all religious principles, and if you think that you should give us charity, then give us some food, and we shall all eat along with Krishna and Balarama. You are the most respectable Brahmanas within the human society, and you are expected to know all the principles of religious procedure. Although the boys were village boys and were not expected to be learned in all the Vedic principles of religious ritual, they hinted that because of their association with Krishna and Balarama, they knew all those principles. By addressing the Brahmanas as knowers of all religious principles, the boys expressed the point of view that when the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna and Balarama were asking for food, the Brahmanas should immediately deliver some without hesitation. Because, as stated in the Bhagavad Gita, one should perform yajna sacrifices only for the satisfaction of Vishnu. The boys continue, Lord Vishnu as Krishna and Balarama is standing, waiting, and you should immediately deliver whatever food you have in your stock. They also explain to the Brahmanas when food is to be accepted and when it is not to be accepted. Generally, the Vaishnavas or pure devotees of the Lord do not take part in ordinary sacrificial performances, but they know very well the ceremonials called Diksha, Pashu Samstha and Sautramani. One is permitted to take food after the procedure of Diksha and before the animal sacrificial ceremony and the Sautramani, or in ceremony in which liquors are also offered. The boys said, we can take your food at the present stage of your ceremony, for now it will not be prohibited, so you can deliver us the food. Although the companions of Lord Krishna and Balarama were simple cowherd boys, they were in a position to dictate even to the high-class Brahmanas engaged in the Vedic rituals of sacrifice. But the Smarta Brahmanas, who were all simply sacrificial-minded, could not understand the dictation of the transcendental devotees of the Lord. They could not even appreciate the begging of the Supreme Lord Krishna and Balarama. Although they heard all the arguments on behalf of Krishna and Balarama, they did not care for them, and they refused to speak to the boys. Despite being highly elevated in the knowledge of Vedic sacrificial rites, all such non-devotee Brahmanas, although they think of themselves as very highly elevated, are ignorant, foolish persons. All their activities are childish because they do not know the purpose of the Vedas, as it is explained in Bhagavad Gita. To understand Krishna, in spite of their advancement in Vedic knowledge and rituals, they do not understand Krishna. Therefore, their knowledge of Vedas is useless. Lord Chaitanya therefore gave his valuable opinion that although a person may not be born in a Brahmana family, if he knows Krishna or the signs of Krishna consciousness, he is more than a Brahmana, and he is quite fit to become a spiritual master. There are various details to be observed in the performance of sacrifices. They are known as Desha, place, Kala, time, Pratak Dravya, the different detail, Paraphalna, Mantra, hymns, Tantra, scriptural evidences, Agni, fire, Ritvik, learned performers of sacrifices, Devata, the demigods, Yajamana, the performer of the sacrifices, Kratu, the sacrifice itself, and Dharma, the procedures. All these are for satisfying Krishna. It is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita that he is the actual enjoyer of all the sacrifices because he is directly the Supreme Personality of Godhead and the Supreme Absolute Truth, beyond the conception or speculation of the material senses. He is present just like an ordinary human boy. But for persons who identify themselves with the body, it is very difficult to understand them. The Brahmanas are very much interested in the comforts of the material body and in elevation to the higher planetary residences called Svargavasa. They were therefore completely unable to understand the position of Krishna. When the boys saw the Brahmanas would not reply to them even with a simple yes or no, they became very much disappointed. They then returned to Lord Krishna and Balarama and explained everything that had happened. After hearing their statements, the Supreme Personality of Godhead smiled. He told them that they should not be sorry for being refused by the Brahmanas, because that is a way of begging. He convinced them that one who is engaged in collecting or begging should not think that he will be successful everywhere. He may be unsuccessful in some places, but that should not be the cause for disappointment. Lord Krishna then asked all the boys to go again, but this time to the wives of those Brahmanas engaged in sacrifices. He also informed them that these wives were great devotees. They are always absorbed in thinking of us. Go there and ask for some food in my name and the name of Balarama, and ask for some food, and I am sure that they will deliver you as much food as you desire. We shall close this episode up to this point. So the next episode we will see how his friends approached the Brahmanas' wives and what was their reaction to the situation. Do watch the next episode as well, and do not forget to like the video. The more like, the more share you do, the more the work gets spread. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. In divine service, this is Lakshmi Srinivasan. Hare Krishna, Hare Bol.